Rivals 2 is the most unique plat fighter on the market. Its innovative character designs, deep combo games, and new grab systems set it apart from other games in the genre. However, these enriching features can be difficult to pick up, especially for players coming from other fighting games like Smash Melee and Ultimate. Today we'll be going over all the new mechanics in Rivals 2, and how to use them to get consistent wins. If you've never played a plat fighter before, our beginner's guide to Rivals 2 might be a better place to start. But be sure to come right back, since this video covers all the fun stuff. Let's start with your control scheme. Strong attacks in Rivals 2 can be performed by holding down your attack button, similar to Smash. Or you can disable this by turning off the tap strong option, and map your strong attacks to a unique button. Everything else in your control scheme should be pretty similar to other plat fighters, but I suggest trying all your different options and seeing what works best for you. Moving on to the offensive mechanics, we'll start small and then work our way up in complexity. Jabs in Rivals 2 are cancelable into tilts. This tech is super easy and can be performed by anyone, but it allows you to pressure opponents with your Jab 1 and Jab 2 before canceling them into your combo starter. Speaking of combo starters, grabs serve not only as combo starters, but also a way to take advantage of your special pummel. Each character has not only one, but two pummels in Rivals 2. Your neutral pummel, used by pressing your attack button, does a good amount of damage and allows chain grabbing, where your special pummel does a small amount of damage and can place a special effect on your opponent, like Maple's exploding plant puppy. This allows her to bounce players back to her, setting up for easy strong attacks. However, special pummels can also change the position of fighters, like Raster's Tornado, or return a resource, like Fleet Snacks. Both types of pummels have their benefits, but choose wisely, since you only get to use one before your throw. Speaking of choosing wisely, there's one more factor I forgot to mention. If your opponent presses the matching button to your pummel, they get set free, meaning no damage or throws for you. This mechanic replaces mashing, and I'm sure your controller will thank you. There are other places that you can use your special button, such as when getting up from being knocked down, which allows Zetterburn to send a wave of fire across the map, or when getting off the ledge, which allows Rado to slide back on stage, trapping any enemies hit inside his bubble. Of course, you can still use normal attacks or get up options in these positions, but these special versions of your get up attack allow a lot more depth in your gameplay. Moving on to our last defensive mechanic, Hitfall allows you to extend air combos and juggles by tapping down on your right stick as soon as you hit an opponent with an aerial. As you tap down, your character will immediately fastfall, allowing you to jump back up, continuing your combo. This, combined with the longer hit stun than Ultimate, allows for long juggles and creative combo routes. Defensive options in Rivals 2 are just as expressive as their offensive counterparts. Before we start though, I just wanted to mention that crouch canceling was added into the game in the last beta, but the devs have already said they're making extensive changes to how strong it is, so it'd be a bit misleading for me to show gameplay footage of it here. Shields in Rivals 2 don't shrink like Smash Bros. Shields, but they're still breakable. Cracks form in your shield as it gets weaker, meaning you can't get shield poked, but you can get punished. When your shield does break, you're knocked into the air and put into tumble, which you can tech. This makes punishes a little bit more creative than, haha, I charged my strong attack all the way. Speaking of shields, shield dropping is in the game, which all of my melee oomfies are already familiar with. However, it's a little bit different. You don't need a specific angle, and you can also buffer your shield drop by letting go of your shield and pressing down at the same time, making the input a lot easier for new players. The last Rivals 2 shield mechanic is shield knockback. When shielding a move in Rivals 2, you'll be knocked back a distance relative to the power of the move you're hit by. Parrying from Rivals 1 is still in Rivals 2. You can input it by shielding and pressing your special button, or with a unique parry button. This is mappable in your control scheme. Parrying can reflect projectiles or stun opponents, allowing for massive punishes. However, if whiffed, parries are super laggy, which can lead to you getting hit. This makes them high risk and high reward. To foil parries, however, spot dodges have been added to the game. These are a new feature not featured in Rivals 1. They're much less laggy than parries, but they don't reflect projectiles or stun opponents. This makes them low risk and low reward, adding more depth to dodging attacks and giving you a selection of different defensive tools that you can pick based on your situation. While we're on the topic of dodges, let's talk about air dodges. Air dodges in Rivals 2 allow you to gain a little bit of height or direction at the cost of a little bit of lag afterwards. You only get one air dodge though, even after you've been hit, so be sure to use it wisely. we can't talk about what makes Rivals unique without mentioning movement. Movement in Rivals is incredibly fluid, ranging from hitfalls that we discussed earlier to wave dashing. Wave dashing is super easy to input in Rivals 2 compared to other games like Melee and Project M, but still has all the same uses, allowing you to gain a burst of movement, cancel a run, or extend combos. While we're on the topic of movement, let's talk about wall jumps. Mastering these will change your recovery game completely. Every character has a wall jump, unlike Smash. However, they don't only allow you to gain height, but can also be used to refresh some options in the air. Unlike Rivals 1, you can't normally use an up B and then wall jump to get it back, but you can use side Bs into the wall that would normally send you into freefall. This allows you to use your wall jump and cancel your freefall before using your up B to the ledge. While we're on the topic of ledges, there is ledge hogging in this game, so be sure to use wall jumps and air dodges to mix up your recovery timings to catch your opponent off guard. That just about covers all the unique Rivals 2 game mechanics that set it apart from games like Smash Ultimate. However, the game is a lot deeper than just its mechanics, with each character's specials and moveset fundamentally changing how they play the game, whether it be Raster's Slipstream and aerial smash attacks, Claren's stuns on her tipper, or Crag being able to build blocks and walls to recover or combo with. Seem familiar? Sadly, we don't have enough time to go into those today, but you can check out our character guides and our Rivals 2 playlist. I'm sure you will find some neat tips and tricks there to elevate your gameplay, since we'll be consistently updating it with each beta and patch. If you've made it this far, thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.